I have worked independently with, I'll mention 3 artists. I don't know if you know them. Lerato Shadi, she's a performance and video artist. I've curated 3 of her exhibitions. I've worked with a Cape Town-based photographer called Yasa Buli, and Mahikeng-based artists, one of them being Joji Bunu, who does sculpture and paintings. So I have an organization, a company called Legalamitlwa Arts, where on a regular basis in and around Mahikeng we organize art talks or art interventions or arts-related activities. But I don't only focus on visual arts, I also do film events. My other background before I landed in the space of curating was directing a film festival called Encounters, South African International Documentary Festival, and I've also curated other film festivals in South Africa and in other countries. So in brief, that is me. So I thought that for this session, maybe we could focus on those basic texts that are required either for your artist portfolios, or for catalogs, or for other forms of publication. So I was thinking you're more than welcome to signal and jump in at any point. But I was thinking that we could go into, like I said, the curator's role in supporting arts through writing, which is mainly a way of adding to the PR and marketing of the craft. I think the main important thing about writing about the art for me is putting it out there and making it, is it consumable? If I can call it that, consumable for like a lay person. I don't have any fine arts or degree in fine art or anything. I keep telling people that I'm an accidental curator, visual arts curator, but I know that from my eventing and from my, I would call it administrative writing side, there's a lot that I can contribute and that I have contributed in the art space as a curator. So I wanted us to go into like things like your artist biography, artist profile, and artist statement. Is everyone fine with tackling those? Or are there any specific basic fundamentals of art writing that we should also consider? But I thought if maybe we could just discuss the basic elements that go into putting those together, because I think it's important. I still find it difficult to write my own biography. But I think if we can just maybe talk about the basic elements that go into that and why those are important. And I don't know if maybe we can do some exercises towards the end, maybe write about each other, short biographies or statements or profiles about each other. D'accord? Yes. Are we all here? Okay. So for me, I think the basics for all of those things are what people usually call is it the 3 or the 4? The 4 whiskeys in a hotel. The what, the who, the why, and maybe the where. Just tell us about who you are. It tells us about who you are. It tells about why you do what you do, describes to us what you do, and why should we be interested, or why should we know why you do what you do. And I think another important thing is to just go into the characteristics of your work, the style of your work, or how you create, you know. And I don't know, you feel free to jump in and ask questions or contribute where you feel. But I think for me, an artist biography is probably the most important thing because it can be your selling point to the art world at any point. Do all of us here have biographies or something of the sort?
It's different bios for different things. For instance, if I'm applying for a residency, that bio is really different. It's just like, I don't want to beg, but I want to tell you that I'm clever and you should have me. So it's the diction of the words that you choose, right? So instead of saying I have a bachelor's of education, I was trained as a teacher, but now I do this and this, right? And if it's at the end of a text, it's just like, those are things that I can play with because I've already written the text. So it's just one sentence.
But just the process of getting to know someone like genuinely before you work with them. I guess with all the artists that I've worked before, it's never just I heard about this person from this. I need to have some time to actually be a friend of sorts with that person. Then I can try and tease things out from them in terms of writing about them. And I'm not the most creative of people, I will confess. You know, you will see from my topic, crossing the T's and dotting the I's, I'm more of like, you know, red pen. This shouldn't be there, this shouldn't be there. So I think I was meant to be a teacher. But maybe that calling is still coming. So yeah, I don't know if anyone wants to say anything more about the process of writing an artist biography and how we can differentiate that from like an artist, because there's an artist biography, there's an artist profile, I see you, and then an artist statement. If we can go into the three, why they're important and what the differences are.
It's important if you're applying for something that is for African artists to demonstrate your suffering. As a matter of fact, you know, like to be obsessed with African things that are particularly African. So war, disease, junk art, you know, like recycling. Like it's just the way it is. And this is not to dismiss like that particular kind of work, but I think it's important in that instance to construct your discourse in a way that's interpreted or a way that's digestible for the world in which you want to. It's a strong word. But
What did you say?
the world you want to penetrate.
Okay.
So I think people do change those narratives. So it's very easy for example, for me to market myself as someone who works on bodies, right? Especially if this residency only wants to talk about queerness, femaleness, African suffering, you know, violence. So I think it's not, you can't blame people for doing this. So I think we should fight against it. But it's a thing that is not clearly being resisted by a lot of people.
Just as you say, you like the way Janelle writes her bios. Read a lot of bios like that, and then start to try write in the same way. So you don't necessarily have to say that you were born in a time when there was no turmoil. No, you can lead with an interesting thing about yourself in your life. So that's the first sentence, and then you continue by saying, born in this year, Joan is X, Y, and Z.
And also that is when that is printed in the catalog, that is point of selling them. That this artist has done 1, 2, 3. So
structure of writing in third person, and Joan Legalamitlwa was born in Taung, grew up in Mafikeng. Then you don't start the sentence again with Joan Legalamitlwa and then Joan Legalamitlwa. So finding interesting ways of putting the sentences together. Iago Kalonzo was born in 1976 on the east coast of Tanzania in a small town called Muheza. His journey into the art world was encouraged at the early age of 12 when his portrait drawing of the then president, Julius Nyerere, was seen and signed by the president. Kalonzo obtained his first and second degrees. Yes, it's him. Kalonzo obtained his first and second degrees in the US and was subsequently awarded a PhD in arts academic at the University of Dar es Salaam in Tanzania. He he lectured in arts at the University of Dar es Salaam since between 2009 and 2019. Kalonzo currently works as director of he worked as the director of the East African Art Biennale between 2009 and 2019, and currently works as the Director of Arts in the Ministry of Information, Culture and Sports. Yes. That's that. I don't know why they just don't call it culture. Who? So shall we reflect on that exercise? I think from this we can, I've identified someone that I want to rewrite my biog.
Yes, right.
Which was a selfish exercise for me, to tell the truth, because that's what I wanted to get out of this exercise.